Guys, Bitcoin is still holding the 91K to $90,000 levels, and it seems as if we are definitely going to see a bounce. Because tomorrow, if is a FOMC meeting, we're having FOMC tomorrow, and this will determine if we are going to reverse to the upside or we are going to have another breakdown towards the towards the downside. Although if eventually have a break, there is actually a support right at right at around $80,000 level that we would be looking at. But I think this news would impact the market positively. Then could actually see a huge reversal towards the upside because we have been bearish for weeks and a lot of altcoins are at their low. So I think it's time that we might see a big reversal on the crypto market. But for Bitcoin, we are still holding the $91,000 level, and we are going to be looking at the price action for this video. So if you are just joining my channel for the first time, do make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and also turn on the notification bell so that anytime I upload another crypto update, you'll be the first to get notified. Now this is Bitcoin on the daily traffic. As you can see, the previous day we did printed an hammer candlestick formation, and which indicates that we might see a possible reversal. And looking at the oscillators, the stochastic RSI and the RSI, you can see that we are probably oversold, and this signifies there could be a possible bounce pretty soon. But there is a trend right here on the daily time frame. So you can see that we had just two touch on the trend line, and we could easily see another third touch breaking above this trend. Then we could see a $110,000 Bitcoin. But we don't have a lot of price action on the daily time frame. So let's quickly go over to the 1 hour time frame. Let's see what price is actually doing on the 1 hour. Now, this is the 1 hour time frame. As you can see that we did have a perfect bounce on this level. This was the level I actually said that we could easily bounce on. As you can see that it seems as if we are having a lower high on the chart. And what do I think for Bitcoin at this moment? If we could just hold this level, then the bulls could step in. We could actually see another reversal towards the upside. But before we have this reversal, before we kind of have this reversal, there is a trend on the 1 hour that I'm actually looking out for. There is a trend on the 1 hour. As you can see now, if you take my trend line to from this point, from this touch point to the low right here, because there is a trend in play that I think once the FOMC news comes out tomorrow, we will actually see a bullish Bitcoin that will actually break this trend. I think why the market is not moving just yet because the traders are waiting in anticipation for the news release. So I think when the news release comes out tomorrow, we could maybe see a pump towards the upside, then maybe a form of rejection, creating an inverse head and shoulder pattern. Then maybe we'll actually see a break towards the upside. Then if we kind of break this trend, our next target will be the daily resistance trend at around $100,000. So that is what I'm actually looking out for. But I'm actually wanting to go on a short position because there is a resistance key level on the 1 hour that I'm actually looking at, which is between the 98 and $99,000. So we could see maybe an impulsive move towards the upside when the FOMC news comes out, maybe a form of rejection. So I'll be looking to take a little bit of short position on the 1 hour. Maybe my take profit will not be too low because we might be over bullish. Then I'll be looking for a break towards the daily trend. So I think that will be the play for Bitcoin because we have been bearish since the last week or two. So we first need to have a slow price increase towards this trend line that we're having here around $94,000. Then we could have an actual break towards the upside. So we don't want to see a kind of a fail breakout. Then we'll possibly see a rejection. Once this gives us a rejection, then our next line of support will be around the 88 I mean the $80,000 level. So we don't want that for Bitcoin. We just need Bitcoin to continue a slow momentum towards the upside, then getting to this resistance level, maybe by then we could actually see a parabolic move, then all other altcoins will follow. So let's just quickly take a look at Ethereum on the 1 hour time frame. Let's quickly take a look at it. It is still stable. It is still holding up, and I can see that the ETH BTC chart, it is actually gaining momentum on the ETH BTC chart. So if Bitcoin could recover, we will see a parabolic move for it. So that is what I am also predicting for Ethereum. Now for Ethereum, we are kind of creating this expanding triangle. This is an expanding wedge, or should I call it an expanding well or an expanding triangle, and we could actually see a break towards the upside for Ethereum because we'll be holding this expanding triangle on the 1 hour time frame for a while. I think it's possible for us to see a move towards the upside, then maybe kind of a retest of this trend. Then we could actually give another continuation towards the upside, breaking above 3,300 or 3,500. So that is my prediction for it. So if we could break above this expanding wedge, then I'll be looking forward to go on a long position on the 1 hour time frame, targeting these highs at around 3,500. So that is the major resistance zone for it on the 1 hour time frame. 3,500 is the major resistance zone. So if we see a break above this zone, then our next target would be around 3,800. So it has not probably moved that much, but I think when the market returns back, we'll kind of see a parabolic move for it, and other altcoins will follow. So that is it for this video. I think it's time that we should actually flip our thesis from bearish to bullish, because when the market returns, there's going to be a liquidation of the shorters, because market, what I know about this market is that market always chases liquidity, and then I think when the market returns, we'll see a liquidation of the shorters, then the market will reverse to the upside. So that is it for this video. I'm currently flipping my thesis from bearish to bullish, and I think that in no time the market will actually recover. So do make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Peace.